Good morning, Philadelphia. Welcome to Race on Main Street. We have a terrific show for you with Kirk Berry.
Kirk Berry.
Kirk Berry.
He's an author.
He's an author. He's a motivational speaker. Young man, interesting history that led him into motivational speaking and mentoring kids. Terrific show for you. And kirkberry.com for all of you that want to check out his book and his website. It's there for you.
Try not to notice how much taller he is than we are.
Not me, Kirk. You talk about 5 powerful tips for motivating kids. It will do well for any adult who has children. It will do well for any adult who wants some, there's motivational concepts that as a kid, or applying towards kids, certainly adults can apply towards themselves as well. I always think that if you're gonna, motivate somebody to get up out of bed every morning, both grown-ups and kids have to do that. My method is I send in my dogs to get the kids up.
As it relates to the book and speaking, how I motivate youth is the first tip is begin with dialogue. Let's stop having a monologue. Let's stop telling your 16-year-old daughter what you did when you were 16. Let's stop telling your kids what you did when you were 16. And let's stop telling my 4-year-old what I did.
It's my time. Okay.
It's
I
gone.
I had to listen to it.
I listen, right, exactly.
Yes, and we're going to naturally do it anyway.
Right.
You're never going to stop. But when we start having that dialogue, when we start hearing what their interests are, what they like, it's never going to change what our rules are and what they have to do. But when you do what you have to, now I can entertain all the things that you want to. So the second tip is create discipline. And what I just shared with you, she's got the discipline down. Mm-hmm. And so the book and how I work and motivate youth is by taking them through these steps that is all about communication. When you read the book, when people read the book, it is talking about how we communicate. And so 5 powerful tips for motivating youth. I love what you said, Scott, about those that have children or those that work with children. But what about the CEO who's hiring the young intern?
Right.
Mm-hmm. And the young intern says, hey, boss, I want your job one day. We should hear that. Let's have a dialogue about it. Mm-hmm. You want to know what time I got up today? What time did you, the intern, what time did you get up? Mm-hmm. And so the picture shows young kids, and my audience typically is young kids. And so, but at the end of the day, we're talking about motivating someone who's younger to you that aspires to do more. This conversation happens through dialogue, creating discipline.
I mean, everything you're saying is really very, 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 I'm going to say, and I don't mean this in a bad way, it's very simple, but very insightful. Because you're right, most of these things, I'm starting to think about myself as a parent, and Stu as a parent who I know very well, and some of the folks that I see around the area and things like that, and you're like these things that you're saying, it's really sort of saying the same stuff, but in a much, much, much better way. I mean, there's, to have dialogue, most folks, that's not it at all. And that's a very simple thing, but hard to pull off. So you have to be reminded of it. It's great.
So the first tip is talking about how you keep asking the layers of questions until they open up. Mm-hmm. And so with that activity, when you read the next 3 chapters, we get to tip 2, which is all the 3 chapters are about. And it talks about creating discipline around what you found out in tip 1 through the dialogue.
So there's a listening element.
That's the only way that's the only way motivation is going to work. The only way.
No, I wish I'd had this book with Sally. I mean, Sally's, she wants to be an actress. And we've done what we thought. She's living in New York now. She's 20 years old. And we did what we thought would be good for her. What I should have done was sat her down and say, you need to do, translate it to that, you need to sing 10 songs a day. You need
right.
Because that's what it is.
Dance for an hour a day. You need to do this. And that's what I should have done, rather than saying, join the theater group and see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's brilliant.
Let me just show it again here. It's the 5 powerful tips for motivating youth. It is available as an ebook from Amazon and from iTunes, and it's available in paperback form right on Kirk's website, kirkberry.com.
It's also available at Barnes & Noble in an ebook
And
format.
Barnes & Noble. So Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and iTunes.
Correct.
as an ebook.
Yeah, and the website kirkberry.com, you can pick it up. It's a fantastic book.